In case you didn't know, I have a video series going on my channel. It's the Toyo Tire Life series, and you can find that on my playlist. And we are now at 30,000 miles, so it's time for another update on the Toyos. Hi, I'm Brian from Northwest Bronco. Welcome back to the channel. Now this is kind of a newer tire from Toyo. This is the Toyo Open Country RT Trail. Not the RT, but the RT Trail. So how I came up with these tires is that I had a spreadsheet going and I had a whole bunch of different tires on there, and I had all these different specs, and there wasn't any tire that seemed like it fit the bill. Every tire had one problem with it, whether it was the wrong size or the wrong rating, or there's always something wrong with the tire. And I was starting to give up, and then suddenly I came across an ad out of total coincidence for the Toyo Open Country RT Trail tire. So I went and checked it out, and I put it on the spreadsheet, and sure as shit, the thing just totally fit the bill. It checked every single box that I had. So there's a lot of reasons why I picked this tire, and I'm not going to remember everything because I'm kind of out here and I don't have any paperwork with me. But I did like the fact that it wasn't very heavy. I think it's like 68 pounds or 62, between 62 and 68 pounds. So it was a little bit lighter than the Nittos, which is something I liked. Another reason I like this tire is because it is a D-rated tire. So it's not a C and it's not an E, it's a D. So it kind of slides right in between those two tires, because the C for me is going to be too light and an E is just a little bit too heavy. This kind of slides right in the middle. Another reason I chose this tire is because it does indeed have a reinforced sidewall. So it's got a little bit more thickness to resist punctures. So let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of this tire. One of the cons is that when I first got the tire, I had one tire that was out of round. So I was going down the road and it was kind of making this funk. So I turned around and went back to the tire company, and they put a new one on, and I haven't had any problems since. One thing I did notice when I first put the tires on is that they seemed like there was a little bit of a hum coming from them, which is totally normal because it's kind of a tready tire. But it sounds like I'm not the only one that noticed that. So there's been some other people that messaged me and said, hey, do you have kind of a hum coming from your tires? I'm like, yeah, when I first got them, I really noticed it. But I don't know if I just got used to it or if they broke in, but that hum seems to have gone away. Now, I haven't had any alignment issues or any out of balance issues or anything like that with these particular tires. I've had really good luck with them, and they seem to be wearing nice and even. And sometimes I have these aired down, sometimes I have them aired up when I'm going down the road. It just depends on how far I'm driving in between trails. But I have nice even wear, even running these with pretty goofy pressures. So I've taken these trails through hundreds and hundreds of miles of rock garden, and I don't have any chunking coming out. So none of the tires missing. I don't have any chunks of tire coming out. And there's been more than enough times when I swear that I'm going to pop a tire going down a road at some point, and I don't. Now, I did have one gentleman write me and say, hey, how are they doing wet roads? Because he felt that his tires were a little bit slippery on wet roads. And I got to tell you, I do agree with him on that. And when I first put the tires on, I noticed they seemed a little bit slick on the rainy roads, but either I got used to it or the tires got better, but I don't really seem to have that problem anymore. So how do they do in the mud? It's a hybrid tire. I've never been stuck with these tires, and a lot of the dirt out here in the desert can really turn to mush. Real kind of soupy, almost like wet flour. And I've never been stuck. With the right amount of acceleration, the tires seem to clear out just fine, and I'd be able to make it through. So I've never had to use my traction boards or winch. Last winter, I did drive down the road and off-road in snow, and they do fantastic in the snow. I've had no issues at all with them. I wasn't slipping and sliding on the road, and I was able to just kind of drive through the snow off-road just fine. Now, I'm not a rock crawler, so I've never had these aired down to like 19 or 15 or 12 PSI. I usually run these off-road, usually around between 28 and 30 pounds. And then on-road, I run these, it seems like they're happy at around 37 PSI. But when it comes to the off-road ability and just being confident in your tire, knowing that you can go way, way, way out like I do, and you're gonna not pop a tire, I have all the confidence in the world that these tires are gonna get me through whatever's in front of me. Now, if Toyo walked up to me right now and said, hey, what can we do to improve the tire? I'd say they did a fantastic job. I wouldn't improve anything. I think it's perfect for guys like me that just come out and do a bunch of trail driving. But I do wish that it came in an 11.5 inch wide tire, because I run the Black Diamond rims, and these tires aren't really meant to go on these rims. They're a little bit too narrow. But if they came out with like a 35, 11.5, I would definitely buy that tire. So after 30,000 miles, I can confidently tell you that as of this point, I'm going to go ahead and buy another set of these tires when these wear out. I'm not really interested in trying another tire because I have that spare on the back that is one of these tires, and I don't want to spend the money on 5 tires when I can just buy 4. So I am definitely going to get these tires again. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a like, maybe subscribe for more Bronco content, and we will see you in another 10,000 miles.